What is going on, guys? Merijn here, coming at you from Egypt. Nice and sunny out here, having a great time, and decided to shoot a Q&A for you guys today. So let's get this started. First question, I think this is a really cool one. Would you rather lose all of your money and valuables or all of the pictures you have ever taken? Very original question. Like, when you think about it, all the money and valuables, you can buy that stuff again because it is materialistic stuff, but all the pictures you've ever taken, especially me being a social influencer, I've captured my whole life on video and on photos, and that stuff is priceless. Like, it honestly gives me the best feels looking back at my old YouTube videos, and it's just a lot of fun. And those are memories that will be lasting for a lifetime. When it comes to stuff, you can always like buy it again. And pictures is something you can never like shoot exactly the same picture again at that particular point, capture it in time. So the answer would be rather lose all of the money and valuables, even though when you logically think about it, that would be a very hard decision to make. I would choose for that because I know that I can make the money and the valuables again. Should you wait to start a fitness social media platform until you already have a very impressive physique, or should you start it when you don't look as good and track your progress through the fitness account as you go? I would highly suggest you to go for the second one, and I think that will set you up for more success, because the thing is, there's a lot of people out there with impressive physiques. There's a lot of people out there that share fitness information. What is going to make you different is not your very impressive physique, right? Nobody cares. I'm very sorry. Well, obviously people will care, people think it's cool, but nobody really cares because there are so many people out there with amazing physiques. So you got to bring something new to the table, and that new thing is you, my friend. You got to bring your personality to the table, and that also includes your progress throughout the years, not just fitness wise, but life wise, like how you grow, what you learn in the process. And those are all the things that are interesting, right? It's very interesting to see someone succeed. Like, a lot of my followers who've been following me throughout the years think it's very interesting to see where I came from, being in university and all that kind of stuff, being like a little kid, and now like being a little bit more of a grown-up man, still a little kid inside, but like, like progress throughout the years is like cool to follow. And I think that is a unique factor, and so that is at the end of the day what will really build your personal brand, which I think is more valuable than just sharing fitness information, unless that's your goal. But as I always say, the best time to start is always right now, and not wait for the perfect moment, because that's never going to happen. What is an impressive physique? Because you will never be satisfied with your physique, so you'll probably never start that fitness account you're talking about. So you got to start right now if you want to do it and like document the whole journey. I think that is what really brings value to the table. And then even if you don't succeed, you still have an awesome personal collection of all the things you went through throughout the years. Me, for example, if like everything would fail, I still have all these freaking videos where I can watch back my whole life, and that's just freaking sick. I would do that for free. Where did you get those 6 shades? Plug alert, mother. No, this question actually got 5 likes for real, so people do want to know. These are from Swole Panda, a company I've been working together with throughout like at least the last 2 years. I got another pair of shades there. Thanks. And they have many more on their website. I also have a discount code, which is Merijn10 for 10% off, swolepanda.com. Link is down below. How did it all start with your social media account? So I was in university, and at the same time I was watching a lot of YouTube fitness people, but I felt like a lot of them were super strict, super serious, doing competitions. But I had a lifestyle in which I also wanted to party a lot and go to festivals and like drink alcohol and like live this social life balanced with fitness. So I tried to like find out a way for myself in order to be able to do that. And after a couple years, I found a really proper balance, and then people around me started asking me like, how do you do it? And that's when I realized that a lot of people were looking for my advice, and like I was able to give people advice, and that was such an awesome feeling. And so then I decided to open up a YouTube channel to try and help even more people all over the world. And it was my dream to be able to do that for a living later on, which right now I accomplished. So that's obviously super awesome. What kept you going through the tough times when things weren't really working out business-wise? So I think one of my biggest setbacks is actually when I started YouTube. I didn't have a business yet, but YouTube was my platform that I shot videos and I tried to gain subscribers. I was still a super small channel. I was uploading videos for a couple months, wasn't really getting the views I was like hoping for, obviously, because that like it takes a long time, right? But at some point I had literally uploaded about 50 videos, 3 videos a week, and then all my videos got deleted by YouTube. It had to do with some kind of copyright issue with something I did in the tags that wasn't allowed to, in order to like get more traffic onto my YouTube. to. I still don't completely understand, but it is what it is. And at that point I had to ask myself, am I gonna keep going or am I gonna stop? And it was very hard because I completely felt like shit that day. But the next day I woke up and I was like, fuck, this is my dream. I've been working so hard on this and like this is all I want and I freaking love doing this. And like I had a couple of comments, I think like 5 comments on the video where I said like, I'm sorry guys, all my videos got deleted, I'm not sure what to do. And that just kept me going. Like the couple of people that told me I love your videos, and that may have been literally 5 people, but back in the day, like everything is relative, right? Those 5 people to me were a lot because they were like from all over the world. There was like someone from the United States. To me that was super cool because I came from nowhere, right? That's when I kept going, and I've actually always had that mindset, whatever failures happen or setbacks, a lot of them happen right throughout the last couple of years because I started multiple businesses, I've done a lot of stuff, created content. Things will go wrong, things will go right, but failures are something you learn from, and you gotta accept that they will always happen, and they will make you a better person eventually. Now in this case, for example, it would not make me a better person. Like it was completely shitty, but I couldn't change anything about it, so that's the moment where you gotta say, fuck it, I gotta accept it and move on. So that's what I did. Things have to go wrong in order to have a big win, you have to have a loss. When are you gonna start summer shredding? Actually in 2 days from now, when I'm recording this Q&A, so I'm not sure when this video is gonna be up, but you guys will see it in like the next video. I'm gonna start summer shredding. And I can't even tell you how excited I am because I feel like a fat fuck. So that's gonna be super fun. I'm actually crazy excited. No guys, I'm not really a fat fuck, we're just making jokes here. Compared to the general population, I'm definitely not a fat fuck. But that's actually crazy when you get into like a fitness lifestyle. You start to feel fat when your abs start to disappear a little bit, even though for general like observations you're definitely not fat. Yeah, relatively I am kind of fat compared to what I normally look like, so I'm just super excited to get lean, especially since I'm pretty big right now. I'm stronger than before. I know there's more muscle on my frame than before, so it's gonna be a super exciting cut. What drives you to be successful and always push for more? I think I've just answered that question as well. It's just all about the journey. It's all about, you know, doing better things, setting new goals, reaching new goals. And for me, that feeling is like the best feeling there possibly is, like having a long-term goal, striving towards something, like having so many steps along the way, right? A freaking long journey that takes up so much time, and then eventually reaching that goal. And then there will always be a new goal, because it's boring to like settle and be satisfied, because that is like, it's really not possible if you're a goal chaser, because it's really all about that path of going there, climbing the mountain. It's not about like being at the top, but it's about the whole journey from down below, like the steps along the way. And like that's the whole fun thing about it. So that drives me on a daily basis, just always doing more. And then if you fail, it only motivates you to even go harder to reach it later on, and then the feeling is even more amazing sometimes. And I feel there are many people with just not enough goals and not enough things they want to accomplish in their lives. And it doesn't have to be like a certain financial goal or being successful in business. It can be a completely different thing. It can be like learning how to dance. Like it can be anything, like doing sports or whatever it is in life. I think some people are just bored and they don't have any goals. They don't have anything to work towards, and they just go with the flow every single day, do this boring shit and like not have any fun, and not like wake up with a fire burning inside of them to reach something. And I think that's what every person should do in like some aspect of their lives. Into a massive, oh no, the guy is gonna do it fucking here. No way. Alright, same guy, different tree, and new questions. What was the point at which you realized that there was more for you out there, and how did you get over the fear of being made fun of, etc.? I think at some point I realized that if I want to accomplish something out of the ordinary, I have to do things that are out of the ordinary, right? And as far as the fear of being made fun of, that is something a lot of people struggle with. Even if you're not starting a social media account, even if it's just something, whereas people might have their opinion on you. That may be in a classroom, that may be while playing sports, it may be in anything. And I think especially in this time of life in 2018, this is only getting worse and worse. People are like more insecure than ever, is what I personally feel, and I think that's actually a really bad thing. But the way that I personally overcame their fears to really realize who I am and what I want from life, instead of what are they gonna think. Always being that person, not trying to be someone else, because if you do, then you will be very insecure, because you know you're not sure what people are gonna think. But if you have a certain flaw, but you literally rock with it, you know you have it, and you don't care because it's part of you, then I think you can be very confident, and I think there is really no fear of being made fun of anymore. Do you even lift? I have this vague memory from earlier today. Can I have a Diet Coke with rum? Time to lift. What is the best way to bulk? In my opinion, that would be a lean bulk, in which you take about 200 to 250 more calories than your maintenance calories, which is a TDEE. I have a free calculator up on my website. I'll actually put a link in the description box down below where you can calculate your total daily energy expenditure. So all you have to do is add about 200 to 250 calories on top of that, and also divide it into a proper macronutrient split, and that's when you have a lean bulk. And I usually recommend doing that for about 8 to 9 months and then cutting for about 3 months. And that will be kind of like optimal, but some people really don't like the fat gain. If you do this lean bulk, you will gain minimal fat, but some people might start off at a little bit of higher body fat. In between, you may want to do a mini cut here and there for like 3 weeks, like short and aggressive, where you cut some fat and you keep lean bulking, because ideally you want to try and lean bulk for as long as you can, because building muscle takes a long time. What is your ultimate physique goal? Which body parts would you still like to improve? In general, I'm pretty happy with my current physique. When I'm lean, I think I'm gonna look really good. So I've been working for a long time now on improving certain body parts. One of them is chest. You guys probably know as well, it's my calves. These are actually what I'm known for, and these are the biggest in the damn fitness industry. You guys all know, but I still wanna make them bigger, so I'd blow everybody out of the water. You know what it is. What's your most important life lesson that you have learned? And I think that has to be being appreciative, and that goes in many ways in life, but I do feel like I have that down a lot more now than I did in the past. Whereas I always felt like I had to accomplish certain things for me in order to be happy, and like I wasn't appreciative of the particular moment that I was in. While at the end of the day, you gotta realize that like life can be over any freaking second, so you gotta be appreciative for like everything, right? And I think most of the people here that are watching, and me myself, we have something else that we gotta be appreciative for, and that is that we have a roof, that we have water, that we have food every single day, and that we have, you know, a family or friends around us, you know, people that care about you. And I think that is something super important that everybody forgets about. And since I've been traveling a lot, and like I did the charity project in Africa, and that all kind of like opened my eyes on that as well, and that made me even way more appreciative of even like fucking being able to take a shower, right? And those are the things that you don't think about on a daily basis, but that you should actually be appreciative for. Is it ever too late to get started chasing dreams in whatever field, sports, business, self-improvement, etc.? I'm wondering this because I'm 22 years old right now, and it already feels like I missed too many opportunities. Okay, you already answered your question. You're only 22. You have a freaking lifetime to go. You know, I may have done more, but that is because I started earlier, but you can do more shit in like little time. So if you start right now, you can conquer the world, my friend. Like, it didn't even get started. It's something I say often, and that is not to sound cool, but like it literally did not even get started. I'm literally still in the warm-up. Like I'm 23 years old, for example. I'm only 1 year older than you, and like the whole life is still like happening. It's still like out there. There are so many freaking years to come. There is so much time left, and like it's never too late to start chasing dreams. Even if your dream does not come true, you will definitely end up in a better place than you are right now. So freaking go for it. Don't wait any longer, because the perfect moment will never be there. I can't stress that enough. This guy's definitely trying to irritate me, following me around. Now he parked it like here in my fucking shot. At least there's no noise anymore. Alright, so the next question is, what would you be doing as a job if you were not an online coach / influencer? I have no idea, but ever since I was young, I wanted to be a business owner, like do my own thing. So it would have been something, I don't know in what industry, but I would have probably had my own company at some point. I probably would have started off doing a 9-to-5 job or whatever job that would make me some income, and then I would work on my own eventually, like way later in life than I do right now. So you talk about you run multiple online businesses. Which are those? Alright, so it is Student Aesthetics, which is my online coaching business. And we have My Shredded Lifestyle, which is the book, but we're also building a massive platform like next to it. We're working on a lot of cool stuff, which you guys are all gonna find out soon. It's all been behind the scenes. Like, we have a team. I work together with 2 guys. We have interns. Like, we have an office. Like, it's really dope, and we're working on a lot of cool stuff. And then I got Crystal Limited as well, together with Ramos. So those are the 3 online businesses that I run. Actually starting a new business one day after I get back, so that's actually tomorrow, no joke. Then I am officially starting a new one with partners as well. I'll let you guys know what this is about very, very soon. If you could give one piece of advice to a beginner, intermediate lifter, what is the best way to achieve your goal physique? Bulk and put on strength for years, or cut down? It really depends on your like personal goals. Like fitness wise, bulking hands down, right? But then there's also this aspect of, are you comfortable with walking around a certain amount of body fat, which in reality is usually not. So I'm usually not only talking about the optimal thing. Yes, the optimal thing would be a bulk for like many years, definitely, and do it slow so you don't put on that much fat, but you will still put on some fat, which some people are not comfortable with. So if you are like at a point where you think you're a little too fat to bulk, then you should cut down first. You should try to get like decently lean, and from there on out build muscle for a long period of time, for like a whole year, for example. And if you do it slowly, like the lean bulking approach, then you'll not even put on that much fat. Like literally, don't worry about it. And afterwards you will look insane when you cut down. And I think that is the way to go for naturals, is to bulk for many years, that will put like little cuts in between, because you never want to be cutting more than you are bulking. Because when you're bulking, you're in this anabolic environment, your body's able to build muscle. This can only happen if you're a beginner, complete beginner, new to lifting, if you are natural, right? So my advice would be bulking as much as you can while still being happy with your current body fat, or at least like decently acceptable, right? You're not going to be fully happy. I can promise you guys that if you want to do a successful bulk, you're not going to be happy with the way you're absolute. I'm not happy at the moment either, but that is like the investment you got to make. So I'm not saying you have to get fat, but yes, you have to accept, you know, a little bit of fat gain in order for the bigger picture to happen later on. Because this summer you might not look shredded, but then next summer you'll blow all these shredded kids out of the water that thought they were shredded but never really put on size in a good way. And that is that investment that you're gonna have, where they might laugh at you this summer because you look a little bulky, but then next summer you're gonna blow them out of the water. And that's what I really feel is the best advice I can give you. What motivates you to work out? A stronger, better looking physique, more energy throughout the day, higher work ethic, more confidence, all these things that will improve your life in many ways outside of the gym as well. And just the feeling of going into the gym, shutting everything off for 1.5 hours and just absolutely killing it, feeling like an animal, even though, you know, you may not look like an animal, you might feel like an animal, it doesn't matter. You know, it's a good feel. And there's nothing like working out. It just improves life in every single freaking way, the quality of life. Do you have any regrets on not finishing your university degree? No, I have zero regrets. And that is because I know what it takes in this time and age to make it. If you want to do what I do, which is like run your own business, be an entrepreneur. It's not about having a piece of paper that says you can do something. And connecting with other people and networking is the absolute key, because you will meet new people. And this will also like bring up opportunities for, like, let's say I would ever be looking for a 9-to-5 job. I know so many successful people right now that would help me out because I have done them a favor, for example, and that I would always like come around because I know people. And I think at the end of the day, that's what most important, because so many people have this same university degree. Why are they going to pick you? You have to like bring your skill sets to the table, and that is what I have. I have like skill sets because that's what I've always been working on when I wasn't in university now, and I've learned so much being out of there, because like right now I have to do everything on myself. And I know for myself, like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur for the rest of my life. This is what I'm gonna do because I love this and I know how it's done and I know I got it in me, so there's no other way for me. And I'm not saying university is bad, but it just wasn't the way to go for me personally. And even though it wasn't the way to go, I was still in university until I made enough money to drop out, because I still realized that, you know, in this world you have to be realistic. No one gives a fuck. It's you versus the world, pretty much. So you have to make sure that you get around. So I was in university in case this wouldn't work out. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and some of you may actually do a study that you really like, but I personally didn't. I just did something in order to like pay the bills later on, right? So that was kind of like why I was in university. So I'm not saying it's bad, because it's always better than doing nothing if you don't have a good plan and if you're not making money yet. Which of all your years of training has been the most beneficial for muscle growth? The newbie gains versus now that you have decent knowledge to what you're doing. All right, so here it actually is the newbie gains. Even though I wasn't training properly, I was definitely like putting on more muscle relatively than I am now, because like when you're advanced at a certain point in your natural, you might gain like a few kilograms a year. But then when like in your first year you might gain like 10 kilograms, right? But that is never gonna happen at this stage. Like, it's definitely impossible, and like the biggest change simply happens when you're still a newbie. But yeah, if I did have the same knowledge that I have now and I did it when I was a beginner, I would make so many more gains. And a lot of my clients are beginners, and I put them onto the right programs with a diet, and they understand everything they do and they start off right, and you can literally tell like within 1 year they can accomplish so much, actually within months already, and that's freaking amazing. What kind of adventures do you see yourself tackling in the future? Because I'm a very impulsive person. There's always cool stuff that's gonna happen, and I have no idea what kind of adventures that's gonna be, but I know they're gonna be good, and I want you guys to stick around to see them. It's gonna be a lot of travels in different countries, meeting new people, doing cool shit, just living a cool life. So I really want to thank you guys for sticking around, watching this Q&A, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if you did, because then I definitely am gonna do more in the future. I really like sitting down and just talking to you guys about a lot of different stuff. So let me know your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content and to see me get shredded, and it's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be a lot of travel soon as well. Ibiza is going down very, very soon, and we got some other countries too. It's gonna be lit. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.